What's up, everybody? You're now listening to Hoop Narrative Podcast, episode 3. I got my boy Fredro in the building as always, and we
Come on,
special guests in the building.
my brother. Y'all know him as all them Twitter handles, but I know him as CPSA. OT,
CP,
man, talk to him.
CPSA, Clint Parks in the building. What's good, bro?
Man, it's a pleasure to be on. It really is. I'm excited to be on. Um, I'm proud of y'all doing this. The game needs it. Some real basketball minds speaking the truth, and I've been waiting for you guys to make this happen. So it's great to be on, man.
And for the people who don't know you, that's one of your MOs, not just in the hoop world in life, is that you gonna keep it 100 regardless. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
you gonna speak your word regardless, and whatever comes after that, you're gonna take it. And people don't know that about you, and which is why sometimes, especially like on Twitter, why you do receive a lot of flack. And I feel like anybody who knows you, for the most part, like I said, they rock with you and respect you for that matter.
Most most definitely. Hey, just briefly, bro. Like I met CP in 2010 at West Wing when I was playing with Jamal Franklin, Tony Snell, guys like that, and CP was the same way, bro. When I first met him, 2010. So it's not no fluke. This is the same dude. You know what I mean?
Man, it's crazy to think 10 years. It's crazy to think like it was around this time, you
Yeah.
know, years ago, and you look up now. Now you guys are doing this, and we're all on our separate paths. But um, it's all. I always tell people this, man. I'm never gonna. It's always gonna be basketball. It's
Right.
never gonna get personal. You know what I'm saying? We're not going overboard. We're not doing the extras. It's just basketball. We all got our own opinion. Just because I have my own opinion, that's not. I might sound like Kyrie tonight.
But that's exactly though, which is what makes Kyrie unique. Is exactly what makes you unique. Like I said, it all goes back to the people who don't know you. Like, 'cause we've been in with the what's the narrative group chat. We've been what, 8 years, 8 9 years rocking now.
That's crazy. We've been
It's
rocking
crazy.
for that long.
Yeah, and there's been a bunch of narratives in our group chat. Some have not. I mean, they've either been respected. Some might have felt a certain way, but it was what it was. It all was put on the table, and agree to disagree. Like I said, at the end of
I ain't never left the chat when the pressure was on. I'm gonna just say that.
Man,
so
everybody can't say that.
nah, definitely not. So anybody who's listening right now who do not know who Clint Parks is, Clint Parks is a basketball trainer out of the California area, Southern California area, who has trained everybody from uh, the preps, to college, to pro players. For you guys who do know him, probably know him because of the likes of him training Kawhi Leonard,
Right.
uh, Kyle Kuzma,
Tony Snell,
Tony Snell,
Jamal Franklin,
Jamal Franklin.
just to name some dudes.
Yeah, and those are probably the names that everybody who's listening probably has connected his name to.
Right.
And CP, just to start it off, uh, so like I said, you're very well known in the basketball world, very well known on social media. What kind of put you into this villain role lately was when you came out. I mean, with me, right from the get go when Kawhi got drafted, you said that he was going to be one of the best players to touch a basketball. But you said that on Twitter probably about a year or two ago, right?
What exactly about him being one of the best players in the world?
Yeah.
I said that years ago. It
Yeah.
was a year or two ago. I
Okay.
said I really felt like that during like 2016, 2017, the year that it was where KD and then had his first year with the Warriors, like the way he was playing, that was when I was like, you know what, like he's really like I think he's the best player in the world, you know?
Yeah.
And he obviously had the injury and stuff in the playoffs and the year after. And he came back last year, won the championship, and then obviously we'll get into more this year, but
Yeah,
So,
that was tough.
yeah, but obviously, yeah, didn't end up the way we wanted it to, but the way I wanted it to. But you know, things happen, we bounce back. But yeah, man, I've always felt like that. I tell people he's my goat. That's my goat. He still is. Nothing's changed.
And for the people that don't know, CP, can you let people know when you first trained Kawhi Leonard?
Man, I started training Kawhi. Well, I first started training Kawhi Leonard when he was 14 years old. It was after his freshman year. It was the spring of his freshman year because he didn't play on the high school team. He just played football, high school football. His freshman year, two kids that were playing with. It was 2006. Two kids that were playing on our team, Team Elite, they had a couple kids. They went to Canyon Springs where he went. They knew him. They told me and P. They were like, "We got this kid. We're gonna bring him out. He got potential. Like he got big hands. He got great size. He got a chance to be really good." It was like, okay, bring him out. Like okay, and then he came out. He played with us. And then he wanted to get in the gym. So I was in the gym. I was playing junior college at the time, getting ready to go to junior college, Whatcom. And so we was in the gym together, just nonstop in the gym, hooping, getting it in, working out. And he just he wanted to get better, man. Like that's the one thing I could always say about him. He just wanted to get better.
Yeah.
He was everyone talks about being a gym rat. No, he was a gym rat.
and you take that even to, like I said, you started working with him, and you went down to San Diego, moved down there with him, and you started working with him down in San Diego State, right?
Yep. After his the summer after his freshman year, that was when he kind of knew, like, okay, I was there a lot, and then that summer I was with him. I was staying with him in his apartment. Him and Malcolm Thomas were roommates. Was on the floor the whole nine, and that's when he was like, he knew, like, okay, I'm out of for this year.
Yeah.
So it was nonstop. It was once you make up your mind, you commit to that, and you're on that grind. It's like that's the only thing you're thinking about. You're not thinking about, you know how we say it's no extras.
Yeah.
No extras, because if it's extras, then you ain't gonna get there. You just
Yeah.
not. There's too many dudes trying to get there.
That's true, bro.
No, you're right. And that's something definitely, a little bit down here in this episode I want to talk to you about is you're real big on, working with guys that are underrated, guys that fly under the radar, and you help them become not just good basketball players on college level. These guys turn out to be pretty good pros at the end of the day. Like I said, those three guys we just named were all pretty much under the radar, not even top. Maybe Kawhi was Kawhi a top 100 player?
I was like at the end of his senior year, he was like 48.
Okay.
Late, right? Was it like kind of late?
Yeah, it was like the last rankings that came out. He was like 48.
Yeah.
The final ones they do before you go off to college.
And then I've never seen Tony Snell play or even heard about him until, Fred, you were playing with him at Westland.
Yeah. The first thing I got on campus, I was like, this dude's 6'7", 6'8" with a handle, could shoot it. You know what I mean? Like I tell people all the time, and Clint knows this. Like the Tony Snell that's playing in the NBA, if you would have seen him in prep school, oh my God. If he would have got to play that type of game, it was real scary.
I mean, bro, that's the first thing I saw when I came and watched you guys playing Phoenix.
Running the 1-0 you remember that?
And Tony Snell was like the first player who caught my eye on your team because just like you said, the ball handling, the length, being able to defend, being able to play multiple positions. I was like, whoa! I was like, what is he doing here on the prep floor? He should be working at UCLA right now. I was like,
right.
Nice.
He had no offers. Like he had none. Even when they beat Mater Dei in the championship his senior year, everyone was like, nah. He was playing the 5. So he was playing the 5 at the time, like just doing whatever for the team. He's one of those dudes. Fred knows he's gonna do
That's
whatever.
crazy.
He's not going
6'9" skilled, but nobody knows it, so you're just playing the 5.
playing the 5, like picking and popping, catch, shoot, no bars, no showing the handle. You know what I'm saying? Like he was on a big man tip. And then he played with us after that. After his senior year, he played with us that spring and summer. And then P was coaching a 17-year-old team, the 17s, and he just put him at the point. It was like, play the point. Had him at the point. Had him at the point that summer. Oh, the recruitment got crazy. Then he went to
Chelsea, I see
and then
it.
they went to Westwind, and you know what I'm saying? So that they went to prep for that year. He got his grades and everything, got his SAT score, got everything squared away. Played that whole year, was playing the point, and then went to New Mexico, did his 3, went 20, and then now you looking at the next year or this season. After this season's done, he'll be 8 years in the league.
And I always knew T. Snell would make it because it's not many dudes that after school, after practice, he's straight to the house, headphones on, dribbling in the living room with the ball. Like, oh, you trying to go kick it? Nah, I'm good. Y'all do y'all thing.
Extras.
No extras. Headphones on with a basketball. I swear, quiet guy. Like I was like, he's gonna make it. Guys like that, he's just gonna make it. You knew it.
You got the talent, and then you got the mindset too, and you're addicted to the craft. You know what I'm saying? Like like this is what I'm doing. Yeah. I'm not thinking, oh, I'm not. Where's the funk at? You know what I'm saying? No, the funk is the gym.
Yeah,
that was his function, being in the gym. And so when you have that mentality, you're gonna get better. You're gonna get better, and that's the thing. Everyone wants to shortcut it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta eliminate all distractions. Anything that even feels like a distraction, no, you gotta go.
Yeah,
you gotta go, because I can't risk anything. That's what you see dudes that make it that are able to stick in the league. Like that's what I mean. Yeah, there's a lot of dudes that are talented and able to get by for a while, but at some point that's gonna catch up to you, and when it does, it's not gonna be pretty.
And that's something that you rap about all the time, like in the group chat. And then getting back to you and Kawhi, we bicker about this all the time, bro. 2011, I remember I was at home and it was a draft.
1434.
Yeah, and you was Kawhi this, Kawhi that for probably a month straight before the draft. And I got to the point where I told you, I was like, bro, Kawhi's gonna be nothing more than a role player. He was like,
you was really adamant though. It really started that game when we were watching the tournament.
Yeah,
UConn. You were babbling.
I was.
You were babbling because I don't know if it was like Seawall. It was a couple of your boys like it was Ababe. Like they all used to think Kawhi was weak. They used to all think he was weak. Like it's just gas. Like he's not like that. Like okay, whatever, dude. Whatever.
And it was more so for me because I was saying, like, man, this guy Clint. At this point, like, we were cool, but we weren't as cool as we were now. So this guy Clint is just babbling about this Kawhi Leonard guy. He's solid, he plays hard. I was like, this guy talking like he's about to just be like the next guy.
Right, bro. Hey, I remember he was beefing. Oh, this I need to tell this guy to be quiet.
Go ahead, Clint.
I said not to play hard, Siggy.
And I mean, to be realistic, I guess, Clint, what did you really see for Kawhi, like when he got drafted and you saw that he was going to the Spurs? What did you see from his career?
I knew he was gonna find his way on the court, bro, because he knew he came in with the mentality like what do I gotta do to play? No ego. Not like, oh, I gotta I knew once he went there, like, okay, he's gonna do whatever. Because when he came home, after he came back, because he was in San Antonio, he got drafted.
Right.
Went there the night after, because I was at the draft with him. The next morning, flew to San Antonio, get introduced to the team, player introduction, all that, press conference. And then there was a week that he got to be there. And then if you guys remember, that was a lockout year.
Yeah.
So you can't be with the team. You can't talk. You can't communicate. None of that. So they had him for a week. They knew the lockout was coming that year. They knew it was coming. It was inevitable. Like everyone knew the lockout was coming. So they had him there for a week, and that was when they made the adjustments to his jump shot. And so when he came home, he told me we were working out. It was the first time we were working out. We were at Pepperdine, and he was like, "Everything I'm gonna do is gonna be out of the corner." They said, "That's where I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be in the corner." So we was working on certain moves. Like we're not working on anything crazy, but like okay, one dribble, like it was a gang of catch and shoot threes in the corner. You could tell he was changing his shot, like the adjustments that he made. He was locked in on that. He was trying to working on that, but everything was the corner. Like we didn't do anything else but corner work on both corners, bro. And I was like, man, that's different. You know, to already understand, like, I'm not leaving the corner, like I'm a master this.
Corner three get you paid.
He did. He centered his whole game around, like he didn't try to fight the coaches, like, nah, I got more game. You know, young dudes be like, nah, the coach holding me back. Nah, he tripping. Nah, I ain't staying in the corner.
Right. You think you telling Greg Popovich that?
Like, nah, dude, like, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get on the floor and to play a role and expand from there. Master the role the coaches got for you and then expand. Like he always was working on his game nonstop in the gym. Like working on stuff that he never got to do in the game. Like just kept working, developing. And that's what a lot of guys don't do though. They just get okay, and then sometimes it works for the guys. They're just comfortable with their role, but he wanted more.
Yeah.
He wasn't feeling the you're gonna be Bruce Bowen. He was like, nah, like I'm more than that.
Right, for real.
And that happened, like, I wouldn't say it happened quickly, but I mean, the development with Kawhi Leonard is, I feel like it's something that we have not seen. I won't say before, but I mean, I can't think of like the last time we saw like somebody get, drafted and, you thought he was gonna be a role player. And on top of that, you go to a team that is system based. And just like you said, he gets asked to, play out of the corner. And not only does he work on that, but he expands his game at the same time. And he turns into like I said, an all-star for the San Antonio Spurs as a wing. You don't see that happen. And that's when I knew then that, okay, there's something here. And let me shut my mouth.
And I remember Otis, I remember like when it got to that point when he was an all-star, you were like, if he leaves San Antonio, he could probably get to the 20, 23, 24. Like you were like, I feel like he could do more on another team now. Like I remember you saying that a little bit.
Yeah, and I mean, like, just like I said, San Antonio is a system. It's a system franchise. And I don't know. I mean, besides maybe Manu Ginobili, there's nobody on Kawhi's caliber as a wing. So Pop's never had that before.
Yeah.
And, I mean, from the outside in, it looked like, he tried to work with him. He put the ball in his hands.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't know, like I said, again, from the outside looking in, I don't know what happened internally for why it didn't work. But for him to even put up the numbers he did before he even left San Antonio, like I said, it was just more like yeah, wow, like if he can 100% spin and he can get a team of his own, he's a player.
Yeah. And CP, I want you to tell me how you feel on this, but I feel one of the biggest factors where they were trying to question him in regards to the injury, Like I feel like he had put in his work. He did what he needed to do for the organization, and then he got injured, and they felt like, I remember Greg Popovich saying, well, we cleared him. You got to ask Kawhi's doctors and talk to him, like talk to me how you feel on that.
I mean, I never talked to Kawhi about that personally. I never did, but just,
just
like,
how you feel.
Yeah, in that situation, like, his teammates were coming out and speaking on it in the public.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Tony
it was
Parker. I remember Tony Parker and Manu.
Like they was all like, they was taking little shots.
Yeah.
And he's a grown, like Kawhi's a grown man. Like what? Like I'm hurt. Like I don't care what no doctor says. My body, I know doctor not inside your body.
Yeah.
People want to tell you how you gonna tell somebody how he feels. You know what I mean? Especially as a competitor, somebody who lays it on the line. There's nothing more these dudes want to do than play ball.
I remember Andre Iguodala was saying that too about the KD injury.
Yeah, like you work your whole life to get to this point. You don't want to sit. You know what I'm saying? get to play forever, and you know that. So to have to sit and know like you can't play, that's the worst. That's got to be the worst, man.
And then your teammates and coaches is questioning you at that.
Dudes you went to war with and helped win
Right.
champions. Dudes where you had to guard the best player every night on the opposite team. To
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, like he kind of like the Spurs were kind of like dead in the water before he got there. They didn't have that young athleticism that you needed to compete at a
Yeah.
high level against the KDs and the, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
and the Grizzlies were tough too. Like he was that guy they could put on the top players,
Yeah.
and he was a big piece. Obviously, a Finals MVP. And the year before they lost, he missed a free throw, but he was a big part of that team too. Like, and so obviously, things have changed. Like we're seeing now, like they traded him obviously away for DeMar, and it's like DeMar is really talented, but like he didn't make the playoffs this year.
It's not the same level.
It's not.
So we're playing it by the book right now, bro. Let's fast forward a little bit. So lately, we done heard on some news outlets, Fox Sports One, and then Twitter. You've gotten some flack for how you have came at LeBron James.
Yes.
And now that we're here, now that the Lakers are in the finals, the Clippers lost in the semifinals to the Denver Nuggets. Do you want to take back your words? Or are you still stand alone on those? Okay.
And before CP goes, for anybody that doesn't know, his comments that kind of caused the ruckus were watching Kawhi Leonard highlights from yesterday. Nobody wants to speak on how sharp his skill set is compared to LeBron's. It's clear who's really in the lab and who really isn't. Let me hear the excuses. I'm on vacation. I got nothing but time.
Good quote.
Just in case anybody didn't know what kind of got everything going, that was really what kind of got everything going. So it's on you, CP. I didn't mean to cut you off, but
Dang, you really got the word for word. Whew. I was on vacation. I was in Hawaii.
Hey, I remember though. You was.
I was in Hawaii, watching Jaden. Me and Hopper were watching Jaden at the Diamond Head Classic. Yeah, but that day Kawhi outplayed him, and I spoke on that day. Obviously, LeBron has put it together, and they're in the finals right now. I still feel like obviously the Clippers blew a 3-1 lead,
right,
which was terrible. Kawhi didn't play good in the closeout game, so can't run from that. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like the Clippers. There was just a lot of things that went wrong. You know what I'm saying? The Lakers, no extras right now, just everyone playing together as a team. The Clippers, it was just I defended those dudes. Oh, they're speaking up, they're having fun, but it was just always something. It was always some ruckus
lemon pepper Lou.
Yeah, like it was always something like you never had that. Like Kawhi's not one of those dudes. Like he's not like it's time to win. Like you gotta lock in. Those dudes just couldn't lock in. They were so stuck on that underdog mentality, and it's like, dude, like last year's done. Like you guys won a couple games against the Warriors. Like no one cares about that.
Yeah.
So
just do your job.
How do you feel about people that have said right now that this was like Kawhi's first real year being under pressure, but not even like, how do you feel about people saying that he's not a leader?
He's not a leader, no, because he leads in a different way. Like he doesn't lead like the leadership this team needed. Kind of probably was more probably him getting a little. He's not Kobe though. Like some of those dudes needed to be cussed out and told, you know what, like lock the F in. Cut the F. That's not championship. That's not championship basketball. And they never could get their rhythm. They didn't have no discipline, man.
Yeah.
They didn't have no discipline. And it was always something. And it started in the regular season when a certain player on the team went to the media and was airing out family business about how he felt about certain treatment guys were getting. And it's just like that. You don't have that on championship teams.
Yeah, agreed.
And it seems like that certain person will not be back with the Clippers.
When the Warriors had that last year, they didn't win a championship last year.
You're right.
True.
You know what I'm saying? When they had all the issues going on last year, like that derailed them. Even KD getting hurt and all that, but they started having that drama where everyone knew, like, okay, KD not coming back. Once Dre went and violated him and called that man out his name and all that, like, you could tell the writing on the wall, like, oh yeah, this dynasty done.
Yeah, it's over. We knew KD was gone after that.
Once you start airing out locker room family business, like, bro, like you take that to the media, like you already know, man. Like you're not supposed like some things supposed to stay behind closed doors.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? We all go through stuff. We've all went through stuff in our life. Like you knew. Our parents told us you knew what time it was. Boy, you walk outside that house, you better put a smile on your face and act like everything is gravy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's just life. Like it's the same thing for basketball team. You know what I'm saying? The Clippers had so many chinks in their armor, like you just knew like they weren't together like that. They weren't together, and then you watched them closely, and it showed. And it showed at the end the ugly head reared itself at the end in the playoffs when they got down and dudes like they weren't defending, they weren't connected defensively, the ball wasn't moving. You know, they were just playing street ball. You watch the Lakers now; Lakers are playing together, like they're clicking on all cylinders. Frank Vogel has made all the adjustments. You know what I'm saying? Houston series, he set JaVale. Didn't he set JaVale and Dwight? Did Dwight even play? I think JaVale might have played a little bit game 1 and 2, but Dwight didn't play the whole series.
Yeah.
Didn't play the whole series. Now
he eventually stopped playing JaVale too.
Yeah. Played him last series, brought him back last series. Like it's just guys playing to win. Like it's just like the Clippers just could never find that rhythm, and it's frustrating. Like now talking about it again, like I'm getting frustrated because there's so much. Like man, like you could talk about.
Then you hear role players saying they feel like they're better than Paul George. Like it just everything unfolded, bro.
It sound like some AAU. Sound like an AAU team.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly.
Sound like an AAU team. Mad he getting special treatment. Like, oh, like I'm better than him. Like, dude, like just still. You still hearing like, bruh, like no one wants to hear anything from y'all. Just duck off. Stop talking to media. Stop leaking stuff to the media. Like, no, nobody wants to hear that, bruh.
Just do your job.
Don't even do your job. Just work on your game.
Y'all now listening to Hoop Narrative Podcast once again. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor. What am I missing, bro?
Overcast. Yeah, man. You named them all, man. Any platform that got podcasts, we on it.
We here live again with Clint Parks, everybody who now listening. And we're talking about the Clips and the downfall of them this year. Clint, do you think Doc Rivers deserved to get fired?
Man, that's a tricky question. You know what I'm saying?
Hot seat.
He didn't make the adjustments. Yeah. He didn't make the adjustments.
I agree.
I'm saying this is year 7. This has happened before. Like he didn't make the adjustments. Doc is a great coach. Obviously, he has championship pedigree. He did not make the adjustments. Players got to be held accountable. Coaches got to be held accountable. Your owner gave you everything you needed. You know what I'm saying? You guys didn't get the job done.
I feel like he kind of coached it like the Siggy way. Like he was just like, they're gonna figure it out. I got Kawhi and Paul George. They'll figure it out. He wasn't making no adjustments. He was just hoping that those guys just got it done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's all. That's a lot of it. That was a lot of what I saw too, bro.
Yeah,
that was a lot I saw too. Like I was just frustrated that he just ignored the fact that what the numbers was telling you, what the film was telling you, that that his sixth man of the year couldn't guard Jokic.
Yeah, I think
he couldn't guard Jokic, and he did not. He just ignored that, and he did not want to acknowledge that.
Yeah, I think Doc looked more into, trying to feed some energy into his guys instead of, trying to look at the X's and O's and see what's working and what's not.
What do we say about that rah-rah, Otis? That rah-rah, man.
Nah, you're right. You guys spoke on that all the time with the whole rah-rah. It'll only get you so far. I mean, especially in the NBA. Doc's been here before.
Yeah, dude. Like, dudes weren't producing. sit down. Sit down. We're not playing. We're not playing you. And Frank Vogel's done that, and Doc didn't do that. And it came back to haunt the Clippers. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
So
You know,
what do you want next out of the next? What do you want out of the next Clippers coach?
a coach is gonna challenge everybody. That's gonna challenge and hold everybody accountable.
Okay, who is that?
What I think it's either Ty Lue. I think it's Ty Lue or Jeff Van Gundy. If Ty Lue don't want the job, or he goes and takes another job first, then I'm going to get Jeff Van Gundy if I'm making the decision.
Okay,
Good Jeff Van Gundy.
Fred,
A
you
deep
agree?
coach who's gonna hold dudes accountable.
And I know Ty Lue gonna hold dudes accountable too.
Yes.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I love Ty Lue. I'll take Ty Lue's my first option.
Yeah.
He gonna press everybody on the roster, play the right way, play together, or sit your ass down.
And that's what I've said. I feel like I've been telling people that I feel like they need to hire inside the office already. Somebody who's already been there, somebody who knows these guys, but somebody who can also command respect and command that these guys play at a high level every night. And my first option would be Ty Lue as well.
You have been preaching that too, bro. You have been
Yeah.
preaching that.
I'm rolling with Ty Lue. I am. That's what I said. If Ty Lue don't want the job, then I'm going over. Then I'm skipping over to
To the X and O's.
I'm skipping over to Jeff Van Gundy.
Fred, you had a sleeper pick, and we know Clint likes sleepers. Who is your sleeper?
What man? Refresh my memory. What you mean, my
The general manager of the Clippers right now?
Lawrence Frank?
How you feel about that, CP? Fred said that Lawrence Frank should come down out of the front office.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
I've heard somebody say that, somebody credible. Yeah, Lawrence is crazy.
Yeah, he's crazy though. That's all I'm saying. He was snapping on J Kidd.
He was snapping on J Kidd, boy. That boy, Lawrence is crazy. I mean, someone is gonna hold them dudes accountable every night. That's what I'm saying. Like, I know we get in. I know we all kind of fall in the trap of the players coach and all that, but man, players coach, I guess. But shit, I need somebody gonna come in here and Kawhi not playing well. Kawhi, you gotta pick it up.
So
how do you feel? Oh, go ahead, Otis. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You ask your question first.
No, I was just gonna say, what's your take on Kawhi now and for next year? What do you think his summer looks like going into next year?
Gotta be a rebound year. Like, you gotta like championship, bruh. Yeah. It's about championships every year.
So it's not like what Paul George said. It wasn't championship.
It's championship for us, bro. Like, come on, I want to hear that, bro. If you don't win the championship, like the year, it's a wash.
No, facts. I mean, he's already won championship. There's nothing else to say. He needs to be competing for championships every year from now on out.
You're going on year 10, dude. Like, it's championship or bust every year.
And like I said, I think we all know hoop well enough. I mean, for me personally, I hate hearing people go overboard with Kawhi Leonard now with saying that he's overrated and this, that, and the third. Like we've never seen big time players in this predicament not make it and fail. Like we've seen this before. And it's just funny that people swallow their words the next year when these same guys come back around and do the job. And I don't know what's going to happen with Kawhi. Do you still feel like he's the best player in the NBA?
Yeah, I do. I'm sticking by that. LeBron obviously is making his claim this year. AD, they've been great in the bubble. They've been great down the stretch of the bubble. They're gonna win the championship. They're gonna win the COVID-19
Don't do
bubble.
that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, Fred is a LA Lakers diehard fan.
Guys gonna hear about this in the group chat on my mama.
The Lakers are gonna win the COVID-19. What Tremaine Isabel tweeted something had me weak. He said, "Whoever needs to hear something along the lines of, LeBron winning the COVID-19 bubble
Come on,
championship.
man. Hey, I seen that too. I was gonna say something, but I'm like, man, I'm not even trying to
When
argue.
he said that, I was crying. I was like, wow. He
Yeah,
really took it.
I'm,
Not the COVID-19 bubble championship.
Nah.
I'm not feeling that. I will say though, next year you have hopefully a healthy Golden State Warriors. You got a better Dallas Mavericks possibly next year. Denver's young; they're gonna get better. Maybe Houston comes back with what they got in a new coach. I will say I'll be more impressed if the LA Lakers go back to back. And I know I'm speaking future reference right
Come
now.
on.
If the Lakers go back to back next year, I can't. I don't want to hear none of this no more.
And there's gonna be some off-season moves. Believe that.
Big Sun's making the playoffs.
I'm saying it now. We're making the playoffs, most definitely.
Oh, this is an advocate Phoenix Suns fan.
So speaking, going away from the NBA world a little bit, you've tapped into prep a lot lately, and you are, like I said, we were talking before about how you are really big on taking the sleeper and molding them and grinding them up before you get your hands on a guy that's a top tier guy. How do you feel like right now, Fred? We were just talking about this about why is it in nowadays that it is those sleepers that turn out to be uh all stars and
Yep.
all NBA players, and then you have guys nowadays who been he gonna be the next Bron since he was in eighth grade and been a top 5 player
Stop it.
in high school since eighth grade, and they turn out to be subpar in college, and either don't make the NBA or don't do anything in the NBA. Why is that?
Drink the Kool-Aid. Drink the Kool-Aid. Kid drink the Kool-Aid. Parent drink the Kool-Aid. Yep. Good Kool-Aid.
Good Kool-Aid.
So do you feel like social media has a lot to do with that, right?
They don't got the chip on their shoulder. Not as motivated. Not as hungry. The sleeper, the underdog got the chip on his shoulder. Like he just gonna be in the gym nonstop because he knowing. Like, yeah, go ahead and take 2 days in a row off. You definitely ain't gonna go to the league. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta work, 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 work. You know how Fred Joe always say, grind, 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 grind.
CP, do you think so? You're one of those guys that think it don't matter about you being the dude in high school. It's about what you're gonna do long term.
Yeah, I mean, you want to be the dude. You want to work towards that.
Because so many people worry about it early. You know what I mean?
No, they do. They worry about it early because it looks good for your mom and dad to go brag on you to their friends. My son's getting recruited by here. He has 3 Pac-12 offers. What does your son have? These parents love playing fake humble.
Yeah.
Yeah. They love creating their own narratives.
Nah, you're right. I think parents have tapped into the basketball world more than ever, like nowadays. And I say,
Parents got their accounts on Twitter. They got their own. They be making their kids' basketball Twitter page. These parents be having the highlights out before the game even in for the final buzzer. Even they got a whole highlight package. They keep their own stats. They don't trust the team stats. You know what I'm saying? They got their kids' own email set up for college contact lists, the whole nine. I swear, some of these coaches, some of these parents be recruiting these schools harder than they've ever recruited them.
that's facts.
It's sickening, bro. It's like just shut up and grind.
Yeah.
Just grind. Like you worried about this person got 3 stars, 4 stars. Like, man, show me.
Yeah.
Show me.
We're not worried about all that.
We're not. A real hooper not worried about all that. Like, I don't care who recruiting you. Yeah, they recruiting you. I'm about to take your offer today, boy.
I mean, those have been the type of players that you've grinded up and molded. And like I said, I mean, your track record speaks for yourself when it comes to training players. As I said, all those guys that we've named were not top tier players coming out of high school. They didn't go to the blue blood schools. They didn't go to Duke or Kentucky. San Diego State is who they are right now because of Kawhi Leonard. Jamal Franklin, which is another guy you trained.
The most athletic dude I've ever played with.
Super athlete and a bucket
Yeah.
getter. And for guys that don't know, I mean Jamal Franklin's over there making cash in China, right?
CP, what's his number, CP?
What you mean? What is he making?
No, not what's he making, but what's his averages right now?
Man, he averaged like 30, 10, and 9 this year, something like that. 30 something, 31, 32. Like, he's getting to it, you know. Maul's gonna get to it. He knows.
Yeah.
It's dog world, baby. Kill or be killed.
Yeah.
When the come on, he's gonna get to it. And you gotta have a certain mindset. Me and Cartier talk about this. Like, people think, oh, I'm just gonna go to China. There's a lot of NBA dudes that go to China and they get sent home. They get cut because they can't get 40 every game. They can't go get a triple double and they gotta win. You know what I'm saying? Like, depending on what team you're going to, like they're sending you home. They're not playing no games with you.
Speaking of that name you said, Cartier French Tony. So Cartier French Tony,
good hot bread.
So that is somebody you know that you took under your wing. You met a while back through Fred, and you know he got into the training world because of you, and he branched off out here in Seattle and has created a real buzz for him over the last 5-6 years.
Really bubbled.
Yeah, and there's been different negatives when it comes to Cartier, and I know that you can feel this too because it's the same with you about the different narratives about positively and negatively.
A lot of people don't like CP based off Twitter. Not to cut you off, OT.
No, you're right, and like I said, I was getting there. Same with Cartier too. Yeah. But like I said, we always go back to the people that don't know those guys, like how we know them. You guys really care for your kids that you guys train.
Facts.
Yeah, because we all know this. It's like everyone on the sidelines. It's like two dudes on the sidelines that don't want to go. Like Cartier, like, and it's like, dude, he was picking Jalen McDaniels up, picking Jaden up. He's working these dudes out at 5 a.m., 5:30. His daughter's there. She's like 4 or 5 years.
I used to go to some of them LA fitness grinds.
You know what I'm saying? His daughter's there. She's there at 3, 4 years old. You know, they're up. You know what I'm saying? She has to be like, he's picking them up. They're working out before school. Like, no one sees that. And that's fine. They don't have to see that. It's not for them to see. But then they go, you got an opinion. And I'm just like, to me, it doesn't bother me as much anymore because when I was younger, it would. But now I just laugh. Like, I see guys take shots like, oh, you think Kawhi's better. And it's like, bro, you can't even develop a good high school player. Don't talk to me.
Right.
Like, you develop, you're on here ranting about LeBron and AD. You didn't work with these dudes. Yeah. Tell me the dudes you work with.
That's the CP I know.
You know what I'm saying? Let me see. You're talking about LeBron like you were in the gym developing him in Akron. Like, let me see your stable. And then when it goes there, then it's but like when your dad grabbed the belt on you after you bring the report card home. But
right. But nothing.
Your whole stable's bums.
And that's why when you make those statements on Twitter, you really believe in them because you were there from the bottom and worked it up.
From the jump, people. That's what you don't understand.
If I say it, I'm standing on it, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not
hey, we ain't deleting tweets.
No, we're not deleting no tweets. And then call me out. You ain't gonna hear me rushing to the podium trying to explain what I said. No, I said what I said, bro. You read my tweet exactly how you read it. That's what I meant. I'm not going back. Like, ain't no apologies being given. Yeah, LeBron about to get a championship this year. Okay, they're gonna run it back next year to see. Basketball ain't stopping.
Speaking of that, so you're saying LeBron's going? You said the Lakers gonna win the finals this year.
It's over, bro.
It's over. What have you been seeing out there the last 2 games?
It's over. It's over. It's like an overmatched team, 1 versus 16 matchup in the tournament.
Oh, dude, no! And the 16 had to play the playing game just to get to 16.
Lakers out here playing with these dudes, bro. This little mini lineup that the Heat are trying to play, no, it's not working. They got the jumbo package out there for the Lakers. AD out here missing no shots. Caruso making threes. Like that's why, like Caruso. Oh my gosh, he makes
bro.
all.
He has to play. CP. That people be hating on him, but he has to play, bro.
Remember, I told you, Fred, that he's gonna be. I'm not saying he's pivotal, but he's gonna get those minutes. And he's gonna have to perform for you guys.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. CP, who's your Finals MVP?
AD.
Ooh.
If I were a betting man, I would bet on AD's gonna win.
So do you guys think that what the narrative is that it hurts LeBron's legacy?
No. NBA politics, LeBron gets it.
Yeah. If we're talking about who was the best player, the most dominant player in this series, it is Anthony Davis. It is.
So if Anthony Davis wins it, that doesn't hurt LeBron's legacy?
No, only
okay. I just want to know what you guys think, because I know a lot of people are trying to say, well, you guys said the same thing for Steph Curry. So if LeBron doesn't win it, then he's not the best. What's the narrative on that?
I mean, Steph doesn't have the career that LeBron has, number one. I mean, and then you've seen Shaq has won an MVP, a Finals MVP next to Kobe. Yeah. I mean, LeBron has done this before, and on top of that,
what year are we in for LeBron? Notice.
What is it, 17?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're comparing, Steph's to a year 17 LeBron.
Yeah. And on top of that, LeBron is being dominant too in this series. I just think AD is just being a tad bit more dominant. Yeah. That's all.
So don't discredit Bron. Just don't discredit Bron just because AD's, his dominance right now.
Yeah,
there's no discrediting it. Bron's been ready to play. It's all. I mean, it is what it is, bro. Yeah. Like, get their championship. They about to get their shit, bro.
I know. It sucks for you to say that, bro.
Nah, they gonna get that shit, bro. It's whatever. Clippers let me down this year. They did. I rode hard for them boys.
And you always gonna speak real, bro. If it don't happen, you gonna call a spade a spade. It didn't happen.
He didn't deliver when he needed to deliver. When the lights were on, Game 7, he didn't deliver. He got back to the lab. You know what I'm saying? Win a real championship next year, not a COVID one.
Don't see that's not, man. I don't listen to that, man.
Man, you guys hear it here, folks. You guys got the exclusive on how Clint Parks is feeling about everything going on.
Good CP.
Clint, if a real hooper who's really trying to put some work into his game in the California area was trying to reach you, how can they do that?
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Type my name in, Clint Parks.
It's definitely
send me a message, contact me, send me a DM at me. Like let's work 6 days a week. I'm in the gym, I'm outdoors, I'm in the middle of the street. It don't matter.
For all y'all, we're doing this recording really late at night right now because he just got out the gym working out. So
CP's
he's not gassing.
Yeah, he's definitely in the trenches.
It's the late night good hoop narrative.
One question I want to ask you before you get up out of here, bro, is talk to us about how you feel about social media in regards to branding, CPSA. A lot of people use social media for the wrong way, but you actually are one of those people that besides, tweeting and stuff, you actually have a brand that you promote. So talk about that.
I tell people all the time, people like, you tweet all day, you tweet this, you tweet that, you tweet that. Like, okay, number one, don't be mad at me that your job, you're not allowed to tweet and be on social media. Like, my job entails me being on social media, seeing what's going on in the basketball world. Like, this is my job. So this is why I'm on here all day. And number two, like without social media, I would have never have gotten to work with Kyle Kuzma. Like he reached out to me over a DM years back and was like, I still remember to this day, I seen the work you've done with Kawhi Leonard and Tony Snell. I think I could be similar to those guys. I think you could really help me. I'd love to work with you. And that's how we connected.
I remember you working them out at Utah too. I remember that.
off of Twitter, like off of a Twitter. Like, so it's like for me, I use it to promote my guys and guys I'm trying to get more looks or I think for the next level for high school, not for college, for NBA, for overseas, like I use it for that as well. But like I'm not gonna go OD. I don't go OD with the demonstrations and all that. That's different strokes for different folks. Like I'm not into all of that. I'm old school trainer, basics, fundamentals. You know what I'm saying? And I think social media can be good and it can be bad as well. You just got to know how to use it. You got to be smart, obviously. Some people say I'm not smart, but how I use it sometimes. But you got to, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't be out here, like we say, creating fake narratives for yourself or creating unnecessary adversity. Like,
Right.
people know what's real, they know what's not real, they know what's genuine and what's not. You know what I'm saying? Just use it to your advantage and stay in the gym, most importantly.
Yeah.
Stay in the gym. That's the message I want everybody to young hoopers, if you're listening to this, stay in the gym. Leave the extras alone. More lab, less extras.
You heard it here first from one of the best trainers around that I know, Clint Parks, bro. We appreciate you, bro, for coming in, bro.
Big time, man. Big time.
We always said when we started this podcast, you was definitely gonna be first one walking through the door.
Man, I appreciate y'all having me on. I'm proud of y'all. I love y'all. And keep building, keep pushing. This
Yep.
is the beginning. Keep pumping them out. You know what I'm saying? Like keep going. Whatever you guys, like Fred said, grind, 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 grind. CPSA out.
You heard it there, folks, man, bro. We coming back in here again, man. Episode 3 finished out in the books, man. Like I said, I love doing this, bro.
It's a good episode, bro.
Man, most definitely. Thank y'all for tuning in once again. Subscribe, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor. What else we got?
Overcast, Google Play.
It all, man. Shout out, man. This is OT, Fred Dro, Clint Parks, man. We out of here. Hoop Narrative.